Yes, you can. But the goal is to absolutely do more for yourself holistically. And so your spiritual stuff is just personal. It literally is personal. I mean, I don't know how you can honestly have a spiritual relationship. Hi, Fats. You can have a spiritual relationship with another person before you honestly have one with yourself. And so I'm going to encourage you to dig deeper within your faith in the creator, the source, the most high. For me, is Allah. And actually ask yourself, what is your purpose? But then hold yourself to a self accountability to the point where you really feel like your life goal, your life mission is to find out that purpose. That is a spiritual connection to me. That is the finding the spiritual in every aspect to me. You really want to know what it is that you're supposed to be doing with your life, living your life out. Like, if you can't physically produce a result to get you more connected to the divine source of everything, what is the purpose of life? You know what I mean? What is the purpose of life if you're not in service to the divine source of everything, you know? And so that is the best way to get to that. That may be a question. That may be an affirmation for some people. That may be just something that you have to meditate on. Okay, well, I guess he is going to be in my camera. We're working on his hair. But I wish you all to find that connection for yourself. It's a beautiful thing, you know, when you wake up and that you're doing, that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing with your soul. And that's what the spiritual aspect of you is. It's your soul. It's your soul connection to the source of all things, and then you being of service to the source. It's like it speaks directly to you. You know that there's no such thing as luck or fate or chance. It's just you're exactly where you're supposed to be when you are there. You know, and so for your holistic assessment, you may want to sit down and ask yourself that question on an internal level, literally in a meditation, not in a prayer, because prayer is external, meditation is internal. One of them you're speaking, and the other one you're listening. You're just taking it in, and that's your meditation. You want to sit down and you actually want to take it in. Sorry, I'm getting a little warm. You want to take in, what is my purpose? Why am I here? And you want to listen for that, or pay attention to your own thoughts. Like, well, if you start telling you, well, I'm not good at this, I'm not good at that, those may be the things that you want to start critiquing yourself and working with yourself on, so that you can get better at it. And you may find out that you're not alone. That's why that was your goal. That was your gift, in a sense. That was your purpose. Because now you're working in an area where you wasn't strong, but you focused on it so well that now you're an influencer to help other people evolve that strength within themselves. And alhamdulillah, that was your goal. That was your purpose. Not your goal, that was your purpose. I apologize. You know, for the spiritual, we have purpose. There's a purpose. And so you want to get yourself to that place where you understand and recognize it, and you're walking, you're living in it. It is a part of your behavior, who you are, your turban, your hijab, whatever it may be, you know, and love yourself more. When you find those things out, you embrace it wholeheartedly. Nobody's to ever come in your life and have you compromise your spirituality or your spiritual self to make them physically or mentally happy with you. If you're not spiritually happy with yourself, nobody can be mentally or physically happy with you, you know. And I mean that because you're connected to a divine source. You know, there's nothing more important than that. There's nothing more important than that connection. Don't compromise your spiritual identity, your spirituality, you know, your love for that divine connection for anyone or anything. You know, I say that and I almost got overwhelmed for a second, because I'm just like, who would do such a thing? But there are people that don't have that place within themselves, and that's just it's not the most of their concern. Not the least, it's not the most of their concern. And so, moving on, the mental. Stress, anything that causes you stress is mental. Anything that causes you an emotional grief is mental. Anything that does not give you a better sense of clarity, peace, wholeness, understanding, is mental. We have to get to a place where we stop mentally accepting things that are physically not good for us. You know, buying shoes that are too small. buying shoes that are too small. You physically purchased a pair of shoes in a size 8 when you know you wear a size 9 and a size 9.5 to be comfortable. Why would you purchase shoes? That's two strikes. You bought some shoes that are physically not possible to fit on your feet. We have to stop convincing ourselves that certain things will fit if we just try, if we just keep at it, if we just take it, or if we just accept it. You can't accept it. Accepting something is allowing for all of the things to go wrong to go wrong. You can't accept it. You have to do things that make sense. It has to make sense. Holistic is not just a band-aided solution and trying to make things make sense. It literally is a self-acceptance, a self-accountability and integrity to it, where if it doesn't make sense, I can't allow myself to be a part of it. Give permission to. We have to get to a place where we know better. What are you doing? Come, give me that. This little baby's eating the leaves. What do you think this is? Yeah, but we can't do that. That's not possible. But mental stress is definitely not only is it bad for you, it is a killer. Stress in itself is a killer. But when we mentally allow ourselves to take on too much or to accept other people's things that are not for us, we are just as at fault as the person who's imposing it on us. And we have to get to a place where it's not acceptable. He is a very rambunctious little person, but it's not acceptable, and we have to do better for ourselves first. Number one, who's more important than you? Nobody. Every person on the face of the planet is responsible for maintaining their own self, their own soul connection to the source, the creator of all things in existence. And we have to get better at recognizing that is our responsibility first and foremost. And our spiritual connection to the source is just as equally important, because if we never recognize something that gave us life from our soul perspective, what gives us the right to want to live it out to the best of our ability? We have to give credit where credit is due. So remain grateful in your search to find your holistic self, but ask yourself, who am I in this life? Who do I aspire to be in this life? What is my most authentic self-worth? Worth. Because at the end of the day, holistically, when you realize that you are a spiritual, mental, and physical person, you won't accept a mental, physical, spiritual person. That holistic assessment goes both ways. That's a beautiful question to ask somebody if you're thinking about dating. So on a holistic, with a holistic self, because they're doing it for themselves. With a holistic self-assessment, how do you rate the 3? Physical, mental, spiritual, mental, physical, mental, spiritual, physical. I mean, there is literally 6 different ways. I wrote them down. And ask yourself one so you know who you are. Like me, I'm a spiritual, mental, physical. That's my order. I'm not changing it. I don't wish to change it, because it's honestly gotten me this far in my life, and I'm so happy that I will not complain. I wish maybe I will complain. I see these bags in my eyes. I wish I get a little more sleep, but I got a whole new little baby who seems to be running me right now. He's my boss, man. I didn't need another boss, but I got another boss. But ask yourself that. Who are you holistically? Physically, mentally, spiritually. That's holistic. Physical, mental, spiritual. Put those in order. You can use 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, and just go from there. But you will evolve. You will change. It will not stay the same forever. And that's the beauty of it, too. It won't stay the same. You will find yourself from time to time growing into a better version of yourself, and that is the objective. But when you reach that place where you feel like you're your absolute best, hold tight to that. Maintain your composure, maintain your holistic self, and hold the people around you that come into your life to the same standard. Hold them to that standard and help them get there. Some people need our assistance. When we learn these things, these skills, these resources, it is our job, our goal is to teach everybody how to be their best version. So don't keep the information and the knowledge to yourself. Don't stop raving about the beautiful outcomes that you experience when you start living your life out to the best of your ability for yourself holistically. It's share worthy. Everything about it is share worthy, you know? And so I don't wish to ramble, but I wish to share that assessment for you. Ask yourself who you are on a holistic level: spiritual, mental, physical. And of course, physical is the physical. It's like, you know, when you get dressed, are you a modest individual? Are you, you like to be scantily clad and have all your groceries out? That's your personal thing, but how does it make you feel? You need to have some substance, you know? And then if it's mental, are you an overthinker? Are you a stressed out person? Do you take on other people's junk and let them just stress you out? I mean, what type of person are you? How important is it to you, your own mental health? Are you a spiritual person? Do you feel connected to the source of all things in existence? Do you feel like Allah is with you, God is with you, that you're loved and supported on all your worldly and spiritual endeavors? Where is that at? Is that priorities to you? Is that your spiritual, mental? You care about your mental health. It's physical. You're not so much concerned with how the external world perceives you, how you look on the external, but you do take some pride in putting yourself together to make you feel good. You deserve those things too. Ask yourself, how is this in the order of importance? And then go from there. And then assess your life, assess your friends, assess your family. You may learn that you get some of this stuff from your mother on a spiritual level, but you like it on your father's end. Doesn't say it's a bad thing. It just means that you and your mom actually have a stronger spiritual bond. What is it, Mr. Mia? Nope, you're not grabbing my stuff. He's almost a walker now. But same thing with your mental stuff. You may notice that a lot of people around you actually, what are you doing? Actually like being stressed out, and then you're the one person that isn't, and then they depend on you the most because you're not. Imagine that. They depend on you the most because you're not stressed out. There you go. Hey. Hey. How you doing? How you doing today? How are you doing today? But then you have your spiritual. You want to feel connected with the source. You don't know how. Meditation is great. Meditation is absolutely the best. I actually found on Pinterest some mudras, hand mudras they help you to align different things and work within different elements. But if you hold it for 15 minutes, it puts you into a meditative state. And so that's something that you can do, and I want to encourage you to use all your resources. Google some things, You don't have to Google, hey, where are you going? You don't have to Google everything, but you can. If Google don't have it, it's safe to say it don't exist, so you can create something too. But holistically, you're looking for the things of substance. You are, but I wish you all well. I'm not going to keep you because I have a little baby I have to tend to now. And so, without leaving you hanging, hold on. Put your arms up, little baby. Give me love. Listen. Oh, come here. Give me love. Oh, there you go. Yes, I am Alanisa Sada Salahadin. Oh. And this is Nazir Mustafa. And it is a pleasure to be of service. Thank you all. Thank you all. Say Mommy's Mudra. Thank you all for joining us. Until next time, wholeness and divine love. Later.